every now and again, one of these major news organizations puts out an article that's actually worth reading, which is what we had with Fox. And the New York Daily News is following up. So you can read the title right there. Yang Gang is upset that a CNN graphic showing DNC 2020 presidential hopefuls ignored Andrew Yang again. Now let's go down here. You get to see his picture. Supporters of presidential hopeful Andrew Yang are upset about a CNN top choice graphic, ignoring the 44-year-old tech whiz, even though his numbers are better than one of the candidates it included. It's kind of funny because these are actually, from what I've seen, his best numbers ever. So like as he's soaring, yeah, we're gonna forget about that Yang person. The screenshot at the root of the fuss centers around a Quinnipiac poll showing former Vice President Joe Biden holding a commanding lead over Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, and Beto O'Rourke under a headline reading "Top Choice for Dem Nominee." It's one of the images. This guy named Scott says, CNN, we have decided that if Andrew Yang didn't exist, these would be the top 6 from the Quinnipiac poll. So despite Yang polling at 3%, in this poll, there is no point in displaying him in the top 6. It's so nice to see Harris just dropping and dropping and dropping. Oh, here, yeah. So basically, this story is that Yang polled about as high or nearly as high as everyone that's on here. You know, like the bottom people on this part. And this, I say bottom in a manner as to me and O'Rourke and the goofy mayor, because they're still at the top of the field, so it's not something to be embarrassed by. But they managed to find a way to just not include him in there. Condemnation. This is so disheartening. I don't think the media will ever respect us. Even at 10%, they will find a way to lose his name at this rate. This is extremely blatant now. Several tweeters wondered if O'Rourke was included because his high expectations and modest polling numbers made for a more compelling storyline. One Yang Gang optimist wondered what will happen if his candidate's numbers climb even higher. We've joked a lot about how the high Yang rises in the polls, the smaller the graphics get, so they can exclude him. But I didn't actually think they'd have the stones to just skip over him like this. When he hits double digits, they'll just leave him out and show Pete Buttigieg at 3%, tweeted Ross Varner. Yeah, this is how they work. When you have, like, this is, I guess how I explain this. They can't do it to Sanders anymore because he's polling too high for them to do it. So when you have people like Yang or Gabbard that are running on a specific issue like ending the wars or imposing some new, as with the freedom dividend, you when you're part of the media, you're trying to keep the status quo. And if you have candidates who talk about actually bringing in some radical change to one policy or another, you don't want that. So you obfuscate. You try to make it seem as if that person doesn't exist. I wouldn't be surprised if Yang was in, let's say, 4th place and they started calling it a three-way race. I was watching Fox this morning and I saw at least 2 different instances of people saying he should drop out, these different conservative pundits, in spite of the fact that these are his best numbers ever. But I guess my question to the supporters is, are you really surprised? You know that you are running, or rather you are backing a candidate who is not backed by the establishment, like a Biden, like a Harris, like a O'Rourke or the goofy mayor. So they're going to get either negative coverage or no attention whatsoever. The only time I've seen Yang on TV at all was when he cried at the at that Las Vegas gun gathering. You know I'm talking about, the convention they had. That's it. Every other time it's been either, well, he was in one of the debates or just completely ignored altogether. They're trying to suppress his message as much as they can, and you know, all members of the Yang Gang must come together to ensure that's no longer the case. Because while they might have the TV networks, they don't have the people.